Well, hello everybody. Here we are again at Hillbiily Steels. I'm bringing you this video to demonstrate how to assemble your new Hillbiily Flute when you get it. I've had some questions about it and I've redesigned some things on it, so I just want to be sure that when you get this thing you know how to use it, and you know, maybe you won't have any more questions about it. Now, first thing you want to do when you get this is you will need, today for this demonstration, I'm using the 13-gallon boiler here from Hillbiily Steels. Just it's a little easier to move around for me to this demonstration, so that's what I'm using. First thing you want to do is get your reducer connected. For this system, it's a 3x4 connection. It's all stainless. You find your 3-inch seal. You come with all the seals. You take this seal, put on the top of your milk can boiler. You attach that with the 3-inch tri-clamp, which will also come with your Hillbiily Flute. Okay. Then you take a 4-inch seal, lay it on top of your reducer, and you'll see that this seal will lay right in the grooves of your reducer. Makes a really nice seal for your Hillbiily Flute. Then you take your body. This is what we call the flute body. Okay, there's two things I want you to notice. One, see this end, you have one end with just a stem in the middle. See your plate and your down comber in there. The other end has what we call a J-tube, okay? This is to prevent vapor from chasing up this tube and bypassing your plates. But mainly this is the bottom of your column. So the end with your J-tube goes like this, okay? Here you go. The J-tube is the bottom. You can kind of feel that set in your seal once you get that on there. It will sit there, but I always advise to keep one hand on it, just so you don't knock it off while you're getting your clamp ready. Bring your clamp over. Another thing here I can show you is a little trick. If you put this together, most of the time hand tight on these clamps is fine, but if you have a small leak, you can always take just a regular screwdriver, put through the hole of your handle, and you can get it just a little bit tighter than you can finger tight, okay? No need to over tighten it, usually just a little more tightening and it will be fine. Next thing you want to do, okay, take another 4-inch seal. You gotta have a seal between each connection. Set it on top. And this is your deflagrator. Again, this has a top and a bottom. The bottom is where your thermal port is, okay? You'll see the bottom there's your thermal port. We've installed what we call a rain hat to prevent distillate from contacting the thermal port and giving you false readings. Through a lot of testing, we have determined this is the best place for our thermometer. We've tried it several different places. This seems to be where we get the most accurate reading. So this here is your water feed on the back. This is your drain, and I'll show you how to hook those up in a moment. You'll notice it has a serial number. Every one of these steels come with a serial number, so when you apply for your license, you'll have a serial number to give them on your steel to help with that procedure, okay? All right, another clamp. We got a gasket on here, okay? Set the deflagrator, reflux condenser. Proper name is deflagrator. Most folks just call it a reflux condenser. It basically does the same thing. It creates a reflux in your column, makes the vapors condense back into water and rain back down through here. Okay. Okay. On top of this, you place another 4-inch seal. Then you install what we call here at Hillbiily Steels. This is what we call our gooseneck. They called it that on a lot of the old steels. And this is a little different than the traditional gooseneck as far as the way it's shaped, but you got to hold that. We call it the gooseneck here for our own terminology, so we know what we're talking about when we're putting one of these together. Again, hold this with one hand. This part is top heavy. Once you get the clamp on, it will set there itself. Just kind of hold the clamp tight. Alright, next stage you're going to be hooking up your final condenser. This is how I do it. I take my 2-inch tri-clamp, I hang it off of this water line right here so that it's handy for me, okay? And you'll see why. This is your final condenser. Okay, on your final condenser, of course, there's only one way to put it. This is the top, but mainly I want you to see this is your water supply. Your water supply will hook here. This is a female clamp so that your garden hose will hook directly into it. This is a vent. It's only a vent for your parrot so that it doesn't pump and cycle, so that you get a smooth, even, steady flow of product. This is just an atmosphere vent, so don't think you have anything to hook to that. It's nothing but a vent. Okay. You take your 2-inch seal, place your 2-inch seal, and let me show you, since I can get closer with this. This ring around here, you can see how these seals are made. It lays right in there like so, okay? And that does that on the 4-inch and the 3-inch. Okay, you hold this up in place. You can feel it when it gets into the groove. The reason why I had this clamp thing in here, that way is real handy for me. You take this clamp, swing it around with one hand. Once you get it on, hold it tight with the other hand, and you can unscrew your clamp here, slide it over, tighten it up, then you have it. Alright, last thing we do, take your parrot. It attaches with a 3/8 inch union. I do suggest, for this demonstration, I'm just going to hand tighten it. You get this in the position you want, wherever your catch table is going to be or whatever you're using to catch your product. I suggest take crescent wrenches and tighten this up very tight. Use crescent wrenches. Don't try to hold this with your hand and tighten it, because you'll twist this too. You got a place for 2 wrenches, use them. Works best. Okay, once you get all this set up, you're ready to hook your water lines and your drain lines. After that, you're ready to put your product in your boiler, turn your heater on, and you're ready to go. So here's how we do this. When you get your Hillbiily Flute, you'll also be receiving, there's a piece of blue tubing that comes with it. This is a water line. Your water line is very simple. Snaps in that push fitting, can't come out, won't leak. Do the same thing here. Blue line, 2 blue connections, push it in. If you need to remove this line, you push in on the blue collar, the line comes right out. Very simple, very easy to use. This should last a long time. If for some reason it wears out, I do sell it. You can probably get hose, clear hose about this size at any Lowe's store that will also work. Might prevent you from having to wait on one if you're really needing to run that day. So here you go again, blue hose in the blue coupling, snaps in, bam, you're ready to go, okay? All right. These 2 fittings here are simply drain lines. That's all they are, drain lines, okay? I make up a T-hose that I use, which I suggest you doing. You can get the female connectors at your Lowe's, Home Depot, any hardware store. Take you a piece of garden hose about 4 foot long, put a fitting on each end, cut you 2 pieces about 1.5 feet long. You'll screw it here. You can get a T for these hoses at Lowe's. Put a T in there into one line, and those are your drain lines. And that's all these are, is a drain line. Run it into a T to your drain. If it's in the summertime, man, just run it out to your garden, let it water your garden. Run it in your drain, your sink. Some people are using large vessels of water to recirculate. That works perfect too. If you're going to run a 13-gallon boiler, you'll need 50 or 60 gallons of water to keep it cool to recirculate while you're running, okay? So there you have it. That's how everything hooks up to your flute. Your thermometer will screw straight into this port. You don't have to get it tight. There's no way it'll leak. This is all sealed up from the inside. So your thermometer, you can put it in there and get it so it's straight up and down so you can read it, and it should read just fine. So there you have it. That's it's pretty simple, but it does require some instruction on how to set this up when you get it. I think you'll find it's very, very easy to do after you've set it up a couple of times, and I think you'll find it'll make you a really, really nice setup, whether you're a micro distiller making a spirit type beverage, or if you're a home user making ethanol for fuel, you can also use it to distill water. So there are many uses for it, and I know you're excited to get this. I want you to know we're just as excited here at Hillbiily Steels to build this for you and provide you with this product. If there's any more questions, don't hesitate to call. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 till 4. We try to answer the phones as often as we can. Sometimes we're really busy. We get a lot of calls throughout the week, so if we don't answer, just leave us a message. Me or my son Matt, one, will get back to you. He's as good as a technical advisor as I am. He knows everything about these, helps me build them, helps me run them all the time. So there you have it. Thanks again. I'm Mike with Hillbiily Steels, and have fun stilling.